What's up, guys? CryptoSavy here. Welcome to the channel where you subscribe to get daily updates on Bitcoin, Litecoin, Ethereum, and we do take a look at the Dow Jones at the end of the video, so definitely stick around for that. There is a big move coming, in my opinion. We're going to take a look at where that might be. We'll take a look at both the bearish and the bullish case scenario. Also, I want to remind you guys there's a free Discord group in the description below the video. Definitely check it out if you want a place to hang out, talk about, and learn about crypto. Let's get on with it. All right, guys, as always, this is not financial advice, trading advice, nor is it investment advice. There's a disclaimer scrolling on the bottom. Make sure you read it. And always remember, this is just my opinion, not yours. We're still doing the giveaway. It is on Sunday. We're going to give away a Bybit branded Ledger Nano X. All you have to do to enter to win is make sure you're subscribed to the channel. Tick the notification bell to get you notified when I post new videos. Hit that like button. Please make sure you hit the like button and leave your comment down below. Them likes really help the channel. They help YouTube's algorithm get the video out there. I do appreciate each and every one of you guys. We have hit 16,000 subs. That is awesome. And let's see how long it takes us to get to 17. All right. First, we start off by looking at the news headlines just to get a feel for the sentiment. Also, I want to let you guys know, during the video, I'm going to show you another wallet that I'm looking at. They sent me one to check out, and I will be checking it out this weekend, and then I'll be doing a giveaway on that wallet also. So let's look at the news. Analysts say Bitcoin breakout imminent. Market wrap Bitcoin quiet at 9.3K while DeFi gets loud. You guys can follow me on Twitter if you want to get my opinion on DeFi. Two classic Bitcoin metrics flash bullish despite 9K BTC price. Chinese officials say Bitcoin doesn't make the top 10. Bitcoin still undervalued after Q2 rally price metric shows. So it is very bullish news. I'm still bearish here, but we will take a look at both scenarios. Bearish is just my opinion. Fear and greed index, we're at 39. We dropped 1 point from yesterday, still in the fear zone. And what we've been watching here, this is pretty important for the monthly, the 93.40. If we close below that, it's going to be pretty rough for Bitcoin. We still got half the month to go. We do have higher highs, as you can see the yellow line here in the price action, lower highs in the RSI. That is bearish divergence, and this is on the monthly. That is not a good sign in my opinion. Let's take a look at the weekly. On the weekly, we have the 200 EMA down here at around the $5,600 range, $5,600 to $5,700 range. I do believe there's a good possibility we come retest that, possibly even lower. We'll talk about that, but I do want to point out also bearish divergence in the weekly, higher highs in the price action, lower highs in the RSI. On the bullish case scenario, we look at the RSI, we come back up and test up here, which I don't see that happening, but it is a possibility. Keep that in mind. And let's look at the triangle we have here, the long-term resistance line up top here. If we close a weekly above 10,060 area, I would start to get bullish at that point. Until then, I have no reason to get bullish. But the bullish case scenario here, we look at this as a falling broadening wedge, and we take a measured move of that where it broke out, and we have came down and tested it a few times. The bullish case is around the $16,000 range, and we would have to close a weekly above that 10,063 before I would even consider this coming into effect. Now, excuse me, let's look at the daily. This is a more clean daily chart, and then we'll go into my next daily that has the Fibonacci retracements on it. But let's see what's going on here. We had this rising channel here, which we broke down from. The target of that is around 69, right around 6,900. And the way you get that is just measure straight up and down in the channel. You bring that measured move to where it broke out, and that gives you your target there. And again, guys, these aren't exact, and it doesn't mean you go straight down to it. That is just a rough target of where we could be headed. Now let's look at The EMAs here, the EMAs are looking pretty bearish here. We have had the 8 cross the 21, and the 13 is looking to cross the 21 now. That is pretty bearish. If we do get a break and a daily close above the 94.80, we could remain bullish here and continue up for our bull trap that I've been talking about. Could go up to around the $10,200 to $10,300 range. That would be retesting this channel here. If we look at the old channel back here where we broke down, came back up, tested it for support, and we see what happened after that. I do have a possibility of us going down to 3,500. Again, guys, I'm not saying it's going to, but I want you guys to be aware that it can happen. There is a gap on the CME futures around the $3,500 range. You can see it all the way up to the 8-hour time frame. So that is something to keep in mind. Let's look at the RSI. And looking at the RSI, we had a rising channel here that we fell out of, falling channel that we are still within. I do believe on the bullish case scenario, we come back down and retest the bottom of this, but we would have to first break this trend line here. And it seems to be a neckline of a head and shoulders, this being the head, right shoulder. If this line breaks and we close the daily below it, that's pretty damn bearish. I would be definitely looking at the bearish case scenario. If we break and close above this channel here, that would be the bullish case scenario. If you guys are interested in trading, I'm going to leave a Prime XBT tutorial up top. Definitely check it out. It's by far my favorite exchange. It's the only exchange I use anymore. I have got rid of all my other exchange links. The reason being, I can do everything I want to do on here. You can open longs and shorts at the same time. So if you're in a longer swing trade and you want to do shorter trades, you don't have to have another account, do any of that. You can also trade all the Forex, gold, silver, all the major markets, Dow Jones, France, Japan, NASDAQ. You can trade everything on this, and it has a lot of cool features on it. You can, if you don't have multiple monitors, they have a setup in here where you can switch it. That is in the tutorial how to do that. Also, they have a new thing, co-vesting, where you can trade along other traders. It's just funds that you get into, and the trades will match their trades. Check it out. I don't suggest throwing everything into one, but definitely check it out. Something to look into. And if you use my promo code Savy50, you get 50% on top of whatever you deposit as a bonus, up to 1 Bitcoin. And if you use Savy25 with that, you get 25% off of your trading fees. All right, so back to the daily. This is the one I was talking about where I have the Fibonacci retracement from the swing low to the swing high here. This is the 0.236 where we got to bounce off the 88.90 perfectly. As you can see, we tagged it and went straight back up. Right now, we are getting squeezed in between the 813.21 and then the 55 as support. The 55 lies around 91.19. If we close a daily below that, it's looking pretty bearish. The 200 EMA would be the next line of support at 8,500. Then we have the 0.386 at 79.40. The 7,700, I'm sure we would at least get a bounce there if we make it down to this level. I don't necessarily think it's going to hold because I still think we get down to at least a 69. I have had a $5,400 target that I am still looking at. I've had that forever now. We do have the golden pocket retracement zone between 61.50 and 63.60. I would expect a bounce there also. If that does not hold, then I'd be looking for my 54. 52.50 is the 0.786 retracement. And then, like I said, we have the gap down here in the 34.50 to $3,500 range. And that would be, in my opinion, if we get that, it may be a quick wick down here, and then I'm sure people would buy that up. And that would be a stop hunt for anyone that went long here and have their stops down below. I believe that would hit their stops, knock them out, price bounce up, and they would have to buy back higher. And I'll show you in Litecoin and Ethereum the possibility of the same thing. Let's look at, did we look at the RSI? Not on that one yet. I do want to point out the volume declining rapidly. It's going to almost nothing. I do think we are going to see a big move, but be aware, we could come up for a retest of this, like I said, 10,200, 10,300, unless we break the 10,560. I believe it's just going to be a bear trap. And just like these were, a bunch of people are trapped up here, a bunch of people trapped up here, a bunch of people trapped up here. I believe this will be the same thing, another bear trap, and continue down if we get a push up. Look at the 4 hour. So on the 4 hour, same thing, there's the rising channel, and then I have this rising wedge in here. If we come back, if we do break down today, the $9,000 range would be the bottom of this wedge, and if that breaks, the measured move off that also gets us down to the 6,900. So that's confluent with the breakdown from the rising wedge. And then, of course, we have our Fibonacci retracements here that we already discussed. And let's look at the RSI. Put this RSI just a little bit different. Looks like, as you can see, the resistance up top in white. Support down at the bottom. Looks like we could come back down for another test of this, or this rising channel in yellow. Either way, it does look like another push down. But like I said, be aware, if we break above the 9,500 again and get support up there, we could be looking for a bull trap. And let's look at the 1 hour. So in the 1 hour, I had this rising channel. We had a measured move, which we did hit. That was that 8,800 range. And I do still have, let me get this out of the way real quick to make it a little less confusing. I'll put it back over there in a minute. But we did a Fibonacci retracement from this swing high to this swing low. And we tagged right here at 9,600 is the 0.618 retracement, which is a golden pocket zone. We tagged that and did get rejected pretty hard. We could come back up and retest that again. And the reason being is, if you see, look here, I have a falling wedge. And if we hit the falling wedge and come back down to test the bottom of the wedge, we're looking at around the 8,600. I would expect, I've had this target at 9,160, still looking for that. We did blow by our target yesterday of 93.23, which was a 0.382. Now let me zoom in a little bit, and we're going to take a Fibonacci retracement of just this move here from the swing low to the swing high. And that's why I have the 9160 there. That is the 0.618 fib. Most likely come down and at least tag that. We'll see what happens there. If we get a bounce, we could be coming back up to retest the top of this wedge. If this breaks down, the 0.786 is then at the 9050 range, which if we go back over here, that is right around the range of the bottom of this rising wedge. So either way here, guys, I'm still bearish in the long term. Like I said, we could get a bull trap push up. We'll see what happens. Let me push this over here. And that'd be around the 9590 to 9600 be the top of here. I'd look for a rejection. If we break through, if we break above that 9600, we could definitely be looking for that bull trap that I've been talking about. No guarantee that has to happen, but definitely keep an eye out for it. This is my wife's webpage, another way to help support the channel, inkyourimage.com. A lot of cool crypto stuff on here. Check it out. She could put anything you want on any of this stuff. Doesn't have to be just what you see. Any crypto, you know, if you have a favorite crypto that's not any of these, go ahead and let her know. Family pictures, whatever you want. It's quality stuff, not junk, iron on, none of that. So, Litecoin. We had this rising wedge. The measured move breaking down from that rising wedge is around $28, $29 range. We have a rising channel here. The measured move of that we did break down is around 37.14. Now, if we were to get that bull trap in Bitcoin, retesting the bottom of this channel for Litecoin would be around $46. If we break above that, we could go as high as up to this $48, $49. Actually, yeah, $49 to $50 range here to retest this top trend line. Let me zoom in a little bit, and we will take a look at from the swing low to the swing high, the Fibonacci retracements on here. We have already broke down past the 0.236. That should be resistance now at the 44.85. I would expect a bounce here at the 41.13. That's been a long-term support and resistance line. And then if that breaks through, our next target is actually, I don't know why that's there. 37.92, and that is the 0.5 fib. 34.82 is the Fibonacci retracement. And like I said, well, first off, 786 will be around $30 range. $20 to $22 if Bitcoin goes down to that $3,500 range. Again, not saying it has to happen, just saying it's a possibility. That would be the same thing, a stop hunt from this down here, get everybody's stops, go up, make them buy higher. Let's look at the RSI. Well, actually, let's look at the EMAs here. And this is a 4-hour, by the way. We are getting rejected at all the EMAs here. As of right now, the 21 EMA is 43.67. If we break above that, we have the 55 at about 44.25. And then the 200 at 44.85. Like I said, if we come up to retest the bottom of this rising channel, around 46. As you can see, we broke out of this falling channel, came back down, tested it as support. So if we do come back up to do a bull trap, I'd be looking for RSI to come retest the top of this channel before continuing down. Otherwise, I see us coming down. Ethereum. All right, in Ethereum, we have this rising wedge here. If we come down to test the bottom now, it would be around the $220 range. If that was to break there from the 220, the measured move is 152 to 153. That is the 0.618 Fibonacci retracement from the swing low to the swing high. Could see as low as a $57 to $65 Bitcoin, or like Ethereum. If we get the stop hunt in Bitcoin and Litecoin, of course, would be the same thing here. Quick down, grab the stops, and continue back up. Again, that doesn't have to happen. It's just something we need to look at. But I would expect a bounce here if we fall out. We do have Fibonacci retracements. 0.236 is at 214. 0.382 is at 191. 0.5 is at 171. Like I said, golden pocket zone here in between 147 and 153. And then, of course, 0.786, 125. If that breaks, I'd be looking for that stop hunt. Let's look at the RSI. And the RSI on the 4-hour, we broke down from this rising broadening wedge, came back, tested it for resistance, got resisted. Now, the question is, do we break out of this falling channel here? If we do get a break above that, that would be the bullish case scenario. And the bullish case scenario on Litecoin would be coming up back up to this 249, 250 range. Ultimately, the highest I see us going is about 268, which would be testing the top of this wedge, which I think is highly unlikely. As of right now, on the 4-hour, we are getting support on the 200 EMA, which is around 226.50. We are getting resistance at the 21 EMA at 231.36, and our 55 EMA lies up around the 234 range. So we still are getting squeezed into here. We could stay in here till next week, possibly. You know, who knows? I hate to judge time, but anyway, that, like I said, bullish case is this way. That's breaking and closing above the 55 EMA at around 234. We close a 4-hour above that, we could be getting bullish. Otherwise, a close of a 4-hour below the 226 range would be looking for the 220. And obviously, if we break the 220, it's most likely going to get pretty ugly pretty quick. On the RSI, the bullish case scenario obviously is a break out of this channel, but we'd still have resistance here at the bottom of this rising broadening wedge. If we break through that, then, you know, we could be looking at the ultimate bullish case scenario. But again, guys, I don't see us going much higher than the 250, even in the bullish case, and that would just be making it a lower low. All right. I appreciate, oh no, wait, we still got to, oh yeah, the wallet. I wanted to talk about that real quick. Cobalt Vault sent me one of their new wallets. This is the second version. I'm going to be checking it out this weekend, and I will be doing a giveaway of one too. I'll do a short review, kind of look at it and talk about it. They're not paying me to do a review, just so you know. It's not sponsored, other than they did give me two, one for myself to check out, and then I asked for one to give away to you guys, and they kindly did it. All right, Dow Jones, 230 up on the Dow pre-market. We know it can pump high pre-market and still come back down, so keep that in mind. But as of right now, it does look like the Dow wants to open to the upside, but we are at a resistance line here. And as you guys know, yeah, we could pump back up who knows? But as of right now, we have hidden bearish divergence, which is higher highs in the RSI, lower highs in the price action. I still think the Dow is going to crash hard, the traditional markets. I think it's the hugest money grab ever in history. And I think they're getting everybody sucked in, like I talk about on every show. The most bearish people on the traditional markets have turned bullish because they believe that the Fed is just going to keep printing money and keep pumping it. Even if they do, the money's not going to be worth anything. Every time they print a dollar, the dollar in your pocket is worth less. And they're printing plenty of them. But I do think we are going to see a major crash, major money grab. Everybody's getting more confident now. The bears have turned into bulls, thinking they're just going to keep pumping it. That's exactly what they want you to think. So you pour your hard-earned money in, put your retirement back in there so they can take it all away. They will own everything. And that's what I believe the next dump will be, to knock everybody out, get everybody to sell everything. They'll buy it up cheap, and they will own everything. All the corporations, everything. They can. It gets ugly after that. I may make an episode on it, but until then, thanks for tuning in. Don't forget to smash that like. Leave your comment down below. Let me know what you think. Are you bearish? Are you bullish? Long term, short term? What do you think's going on? I'd like to hear what you guys say. I do read and respond to all your guys' comments. So yeah, I appreciate you guys stopping by. Don't forget to click the CryptoSavy logo above my head to subscribe and get daily updates every single day. Don't forget to tick the notification bell and then select all so you get notified. And double check, even if you are subscribed, double check, because people have said that they have been unsubscribed, that they didn't do it, and they got their notifications turned off without them knowing. So definitely check that out. I appreciate each and every one of you guys. Let's see if we can get to 17,000 subs now. Take it easy. Have a great day.